Good morning. Happy Vlogmas Day 18. Can you believe Christmas is next week? I didn't realize it until yesterday. And it's not a big deal. It's fine. I can't believe this month has flown by. Actually, I can because every month flies by. I'm just sitting down for just a couple of minutes because I have another busy day today. Lily and I are leaving in probably 10 minutes. She has a chiropractor appointment, and then we're going straight from there to our friend Danielle's house. And we are going to visit and have lunch there. And I'm taking stuff to make poured beeswax candles. I've had this stuff for a while. It all started when I went to the thrift store 3 years ago and found this. The label has since fallen off, but I found this bag of beeswax pellets for $1.50. It's funny that I remember that. And then I decided I want to do this like as a group project. So then I bought another thing I think I bought this last winter of beeswax pellets. And then I bought the wicks. And I have a couple of vessels here. I have this that I found at the thrift store. It's a handmade pottery. And then I also have this that I found at the thrift store. I'm not really sure what this was. Maybe like something maybe there was a spoon. I'm not sure why there's this notch. It's just one notch. So maybe that was for like a spoon or something. I don't know. And then Danielle bought a couple of mugs from the thrift store that we should have plenty of vessels to pour our beeswax in. I might take a few. No, I don't think I'm going to. I was going to say I might take a few essential oils, but I think I just want unscented candles. I don't like a lot of scents. And so I think I'm going to do that. Also, I think I would have showed a clip of a new gluten-free recipe I tried last night, and I will link it down below. It's gluten-free ciabatta rolls. And I will say that when I was making the recipe, I was thinking I'm not ever making these again because the dough is so sticky and messy, and I had to keep washing my hands, and it was just like, because it was just the dough was sticking to my hands. So I didn't enjoy the process of it, but they taste amazing. And they're made out of buckwheat flour, psyllium husk, tapioca flour, oat. So I just ground up some oats in my blender because I didn't have oat flour. And so it's a heartier gluten-free. And it's funny because I have a hard time digesting gluten-free multi-purpose blends. For some reason, I don't know that I have found any single all-purpose gluten-free flour blend that does not make me feel sick to my stomach. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is at all. It must be something that's added. But if I do them on my own and mix my own flours in, I'm fine. So it must be an additive they put in or preservative they put into gluten-free flours. But I try to avoid them for that reason. I much rather make it myself, which means it's a little bit more, I feel like you have to put a little bit more money up front because you have to buy all your different flours. and have them on hand. But for me, it's worth it because I don't bake a lot of gluten-free stuff. And I always get the question, is your sourdough gluten-free? No, it's not. That's totally just an act of love that I do for my family. I'm the only one that cannot have gluten in our home. And maybe one day I will go down the gluten-free sourdough road, but right now I'm not interested in that. It would probably be dangerous to me actually to do that because I would eat so much bread. I do love bread, but those rolls are good. I put a little bit of ghee on it. I toasted it this morning, put a little bit of ghee, and then I put some organic raspberry jam, and it was delicious. So, I wanted to show you real quick because I'm running out of time. I have these finished. Oh, they're so cozy. Can't wait to wear them. And I would have shown in my clip from this morning that I ran out of yarn to finish it, but look, I just used, this is a different color yarn. So I ran out of yarn right here. This is where I used the last of the commercial yarn that I had. So all from here through the end are 2 other different yarns that I just kind of marled in. And I think it looks seamless to me. You can't even tell that it's 2 different yarns down here. So I'm really happy with that. I have to say, I'm loving these. I cannot wait to make more just plain vanilla DK weight marled socks. They fly by. I literally started these last week. So they go so fast and they are so soft and squishy. They're going to be really warm. And because I knit these on a size 2 US 2 needle, the pattern said to use a 3 and I used a 2 because I didn't have a 3. The gauge is nice and tight, which I like a tighter sock. So I think that I could even wear these in my shoes, especially my boots, definitely in my boots. I'm not sure about other shoes, but definitely in my boots. They won't be too thick for that because it's such a nice tight gauge. I love these. Maybe one of my favorite pair of socks that I've ever knit. So yeah. All right, well, I have all my stuff here. I have a couple of pans that I just picked up at the thrift store that I'm going to use as like a double boiler here to do our wax in. I've never actually done this before, but how hard can it be, right? We're going to learn as we go. I mean, you just melt the wax, pour it in your vessel, anchor your wick somehow, which I need to figure out. I need to see if I need to see if I have clothespins that like the springy kind. So I better go because I need to get leaving here real soon. But I just wanted to touch base with you guys this morning and check in and say hello and let you know what's going on for the day. I will try to film a little bit here and there as we go, but it's just going to be a really busy day. Oh, and most importantly, I forgot to say thank you so much. You guys were so kind in your comments to my last, so I didn't post anything yesterday. I posted on Monday. That was the last day I posted for Vlogmas. And that's the day that I talked about the struggles I've had with my mental health. And you guys were so sweet and so kind. And I'm not surprised, but I realized that there are so many people out there that struggle with very similar things. So I wanted to thank each of you because I've read every comment, but I'm not able to continue to respond to every comment. But I wanted to say thank you so much for sharing your stories. I know that that's like a vulnerable part of our lives that sometimes is hard to share, but I wanted to thank you for sharing those because they were very encouraging to me. And it's just really good to know that you're not alone in those things. I'm sure you all understand that. So thank you guys. Thanks for being vulnerable with me. I really appreciated it and it made me feel encouraged. So thank you. So this day turned out a little bit differently than I thought. I think it's like 3:30 p.m. and I figured we would be at my friend's house for the majority of the day. But Lily wasn't feeling well. And we've been dealing with some stuff with Lily, so we don't know yet what's exactly is going on. So we ended up leaving there earlier than anticipated, and we didn't get around to doing our candles. So we talked, and we were just going to have another get together. Probably, well, no, most definitely now it's going to be after Christmas. And we will exchange our gifts and also make our beeswax candles. But I wanted to talk to you guys I'm going to tell you my plans. So I host Christmas dinner here every year. That's something that I've been doing since my kids were extremely young. I think I started it like maybe, I don't know. I don't remember if I started it before Lily was born or if it was after. There's like 2.5 years between Ian and Lily. But I started hosting Christmas dinner here because it felt so chaotic to go to both sets of parents. So go to my parents and then my in-laws, plus do our Christmas morning. It just felt really rushed. And I also don't mind hosting. So everyone agreed, and I host Christmas dinner here. So everybody brings something, and I make the meat and typically the mashed potatoes, and then I'll make other things too. It just depends on the year. So this year I'm actually going to make 2 desserts because one of them was the dessert that I wanted to make last year, but I was so sick. For those of you who were here with me last Vlogmas, I think you'll know that I only got to day 15 of Vlogmas, and then I quit filming because I caught some sort of respiratory virus at the end of November, and then I never even got better. I never even felt completely better until probably like the 2nd week of January. So even though I hosted Christmas dinner last year, I was so out of it. I had a severe migraine, which I think was triggered by accidental ingestion of gluten. And it was just not a good day for me. So I did the minimum that I had to do last Christmas dinner. So this year I'm going to make both desserts. The first one I will show you here. I don't think I talked about this yet. Why didn't I mark these? I thought I had it marked, but apparently I don't. This is out of the Bakerita cookbook. This is probably my favorite gluten-free cookbook because it's all desserts and it's made with gluten-free, dairy-free, and refined sugar-free ingredients. So most of the sugars that are used in here are coconut sugar, which has a lower glycemic index, and then maple syrup and honey. So I love this cookbook. Everything that I've ever made out of this, which is quite a bit, has turned out good, except for one thing and the reason it tasted good, but it kept melting. It was like a fudge of some sort. I can't even remember off the top of my head, but we had to eat it straight out of the fridge, and it was really yummy, but it wasn't meant to be eaten straight out of the fridge. So that was the only thing that I've made from here that I haven't been happy with. I'll link this down below in case anybody's interested. But yes, my most used, I make recipes from here year round. Okay, so let me find the first recipe that I'm making. Here is a picture of it. Isn't that pretty? And this is a vanilla bundt cake with blood orange glaze. And so this was the cake that I was going to make last year and then never did. But it's okay. Yeah, I'm really excited to make this. And it's just, I love citrus with my desserts. Like I love lemony desserts or things with orange glazes or lemon glazes. So I'm really excited to try this. And the cake is just like a vanilla flavor. And then the glaze you use I'm still trying to figure this out because you use blood orange juice. And I don't know that I can get that locally, so I may have to just do something a little bit differently. I can't remember if it's the Cara Cara oranges that have like the more vibrant pink inside, but I may have to just buy a bunch of those and juice them myself, which is fine. If I have to do that, that's fine. But I treated myself to something that's been on my Amazon wish list for 2 years, I think. And it is a proper bundt cake pan. I think the company is Nordic Ware. I'll link it down below. I can't remember. They have such beautiful, heavy-duty, well-made cookware and bakeware. And I had a couple of these. This is a Christmas. I think this is in their Christmas collection. It is supposed to be a star. I had one with trees, and I had one that was like a gingerbread house that I had also had on my wish list. And I settled on this one because I thought this would be most practical because I can use it. It's not overtly Christmas. You know what I mean? Like I could use this other times of the year, where the gingerbread house and the ones with the trees, the evergreen trees, they looked way more Christmassy. But I'm really excited about this because I have had one bundt pan the entire time that I've been married, and Brad and I have been married almost 25 years. And it was one that I'm pretty sure I received at my bridal shower, but it was just like a really thin, probably cheaply made bundt pan. And anytime I would try to use it, despite flouring it, buttering it, oiling it, whatever, and flouring it, it would always stick and my cake would always fall apart. And it would always frustrate me. So I finally just got rid of it. Actually, I got rid of it a really long time ago. And I've always been afraid to use a bundt pan since then because of that experience that I always had anytime I tried to use that cake pan. But from what I've read, this is supposed to be a really good brand. I don't know if any of you can attest to that or not. It's so heavy. And this is supposed to be like a really nice non-stick. I don't think it has like non-stick stuff on it, but it's just, I don't know. And we're going to try, you know, I mean, we're going to try. We're going to see how it goes. Oh, wait, here's the Nordic Ware. Yeah. Okay. I wanted to just make sure that's what it was. So I'm going to make my vanilla cake with the orange glaze in this beautiful bundt pan. Okay, and then the other thing that I'm going to make is a pecan tart. I've been gluten-free now for, I think, 16 years. It's been a long time. And pie is one of my favorite desserts. And I used to really like pecan pie. But I realized like you can make desserts gluten-free. I make gluten-free pie crust for Thanksgiving and stuff. It's not quite the same. It really isn't. It's a different texture. It falls apart. It doesn't work like a regular dough does. But because I'm the only one gluten-free in my family, I don't typically make gluten-free desserts that often. We actually don't really even eat desserts that often. So let me show you the picture. Looks like a pecan pie, right? And it is called Salted Maple Pecan Tart with Pretzel Shortbread Crust. So the crust is made out of coconut flour, maple syrup, coconut oils, a little bit of salt, and then you put in crushed up gluten-free pretzels. And then the filling is it's probably very similar to like a pecan. It's been a long time since I've made a pecan pie. I don't even know that I ever made a pecan pie, but doesn't it have like some sort of cream in it or something? You're supposed to use unsweetened almond or coconut milk. But I am really excited about that. So I'm actually making 2 desserts. I don't normally do that, but I'm just like, I'm making up for last year. But yeah, I really, really love this book. I've made so many recipes out of it. Totally worth it. If you cannot have gluten or dairy, or you prefer to eat low grain, no refined sugar foods, like desserts, because it's definitely packed full and has always produced really good results. Yeah, so I just bottled up or put some, I did some bone broth Lily had made a roasted chicken the other day, and then I had roasted a turkey over the weekend and saved some of the bones, and I did a bone broth in the Instant Pot yesterday and into today. So I went ahead and put that in jars, and I have my sourdough bagels doing their like last rise before I actually they may have to get one more rise after this. I have them shaped into balls. I think I have to put the holes in them and then let them rise again. I make loaves of sourdough frequently, but I don't make the bagels as much. And sometimes I'll also make English muffins. It just depends on what I feel like doing. So that's it. Ian's fiance is coming over. Jordan's coming over for dinner after she finishes up at clinical. And I don't know. It's going to be a chill night. It's very, very gloomy out. When I woke up, the sun was out this morning, but I could tell because the sky was pink. And you know what they say, red at night, sailor's delight, red in morning, sailor's warning. And so it's been super thick gray. And right now there's a few snowflakes coming down, but it was just freezing rain, and before that it was raining. So I think we're getting like a transition in weather. It's definitely getting colder, but it's definitely that kind of day you just want to stay in and stay cozy. All right, I'm gonna stop talking because I'm just rambling at this point, but yeah, just wanted to share my Christmas dinner dessert plans with you all.
Merry Christmas, baby. Reindeer's coming out to play. Santa Claus is packing the presents, making sure you've been behaving okay. Merry Christmas, honey. Yeah. The snowman's dusting off his hat, putting on the show for everybody, to give them a smile that lasts another year. There's something that happens when sleigh bells are ringing, when December ends, when the children are singing, yeah. It's Merry Christmas, baby. Merry Christmas, baby. The snow is laying 2 feet deep. Now wish upon a falling star, so all your secret dreams can come true.